Number 1. Phantom vibrations. You're sitting there being a perfectly good modern human when suddenly buzz you feel your phone vibrate in your pocket. Except plot twist, your phone isn't even there. It's on the kitchen counter, charging, mocking you. Welcome to the phantom vibration syndrome, where your nervous system thinks it's helping, but is actually just throwing imaginary phone alerts at you like a clingy ex. Here's the deal, your brain has basically been trained by your phone like a Pavlovian dog. Every ding, every buzz, every "hey you up" notification has rewired your neurons to stay on high alert. So much so that your nervous system will now generate false alarms just to keep the illusion of productivity alive. Researchers believe it's a type of tactile hallucination where your brain confuses random nerve signals or muscle twitches with a phone vibration. Like if your jeans crease just right or a breeze hits weird, your leg is like, oh God, it's a text. It's not dangerous, but it does show how desperate your brain is to stay connected. Even when there's no actual input, it invents it, because missing a notification might mean missing a life-altering meme, or, an existential crisis from your boss. So yes, your sense of touch is lying to you because your brain is addicted to feeling needed. Adorable, really. Number 2. Taste bud betrayal. You think you know what tastes good. You trust your tongue. But guess what? Your tongue is a liar. A loud, gossipy food slut of a liar. Let's take artificial sweeteners. Your taste buds go, oh hey sweet stuff, this must be sugar, let's party. Meanwhile, your body is like, wait a minute, this isn't glucose, we've been catfished. That's because taste is just the opening act. The real headliner is your brain, which coordinates with your gut to decide whether something is satisfying or not. And it turns out artificial sweeteners trigger your sweet receptors without delivering the actual calories. So your body feels tricked, and then you crave more food to make up for it. Same with temperature. Ever drink cold orange juice after brushing your teeth? Welcome to Taste Distortion, sponsored by sodium lauryl sulfate. That stuff in toothpaste temporarily nukes your sweet receptors and lets bitterness take center stage. Your orange juice didn't betray you, your mouth did. Your sense of taste is basically like a reality TV contestant. Loud, emotional, and completely out of sync with what's actually going on. Number 3. Upside-down vision fix. Imagine wearing glasses that flip the world upside down. For days. Total chaos, right? Except here's the kicker, after about a week, your brain just flips everything back. Like May. I got this. This is real. It's called perceptual adaptation, and it proves that your sense of sight is more best guess than live feed. Your eyes send raw footage to your brain, and your brain does all the editing. Like a manipulative director who recuts every scene to match the plot they've already decided on. There was even a study where participants wore inverting goggles for weeks. At first, they stumbled around like confused goats, but eventually their brains reprocessed the upside-down visuals until it felt totally normal. And when they took the goggles off, they got disoriented again. That's right, your brain re-gaslit itself. So when people say, I saw it with my own eyes, feel free to laugh. Your eyes are just lenses. The real nonsense happens in the editing room upstairs. Number 4. Nose blindness. Ever walk into someone else's house and get hit in the face by the smell of their life? Wet dog spaghetti candles labeled autumn regret. But your own house smells like nothing. That's not because you're clean. That's because your nose has betrayed you. It's called olfactory adaptation, and it means your nose gets bored. The first time you smell something, your brain's like, whoa, alert, new info. But after a few minutes, crickets. The scent hasn't gone anywhere, you've just stopped registering it because your brain decided it wasn't life-threatening. Your scent receptors are like an easily distracted intern. They clock in, notice the smell of cat litter or curry or your suspiciously damp laundry, and then go on break. Meanwhile, guests are trying not to pass out. Even worse, companies know this. That's why stores pump out rotating smells and why perfume ads act like you're going to ascend to another dimension after one spritz. Your nose is an unreliable narrator, and it's constantly falling asleep at its post. So the next time someone says, I don't smell anything, remember their nose probably rage quit 20 minutes ago. Number 5. Backward pain. You stub your toe, and half a second later, you're hopping around like a wounded flamingo. But guess what? The pain wasn't instant, and that delay says everything about how your nervous system loves drama. Pain isn't just a sense, it's a full-on interpretive performance. Your nerves send signals to your brain, but it's your brain that decides how bad it hurts, where it hurts, and why you should care. Which is why sometimes you hurt in places that aren't even injured or after the danger has passed. It's like your brain is a late-night DJ taking pain requests. This is why people with heart attacks sometimes feel pain in their arm, or why a phantom limb can itch after amputation. Your brain's pain map is based on expectation, not reality. It's like Google Maps if it were drunk and had trust issues. So yeah, your pain isn't always where you think it is. It's wherever your brain thinks the plot twist should go. Number 6, motion confusion, meltdown. Ever felt car sick while reading a book in the back seat or gotten dizzy on a boat that barely seems to move? That's your inner ear and your eyeballs having an existential crisis together. Here's how it works. Your eyes say, "We're not moving." Your inner ear says, "We're absolutely moving. Please hold." Your brain, trying to reconcile these two stubborn toddlers, freaks out and says, "Cool, we must be poisoned. Let's vomit." This evolutionary backfire is called sensory conflict theory, and it's based on your brain's assumption that only hallucinogenic mushrooms and neurotoxins cause your senses to disagree this hard. So, car sickness is literally your brain accusing you of being drugged. Just for reading a map. Want a cure? Look at the horizon. It helps your eyes agree with your ears like a couple in therapy. Or just drive the car yourself. That way all the betrayal is your fault. Number 7, mirror reversal madness. You've seen yourself in the mirror 1,000 times. You know that face. But the first time you see a photo taken with a real camera, no mirror reversal, your brain is like, who is this off-brand doppelganger, and why does their smile look like it's lying? That's because mirrors show you a flipped version of your face. Left and right are swapped, and your brain has gotten used to that flipped version. It's like seeing your house from the backyard for the first time. Technically correct, but weirdly wrong. This is why some people hate how they look in photos. The camera is telling the truth, but your brain is loyal to the illusion. You've trained yourself to prefer the lie. Even worse, this illusion affects selfies too. Depending on the camera app, it might show you the mirrored preview, but save the unmirrored version. Which is why you look cute until you hit save and suddenly morph into a legally different person. Congratulations! Your sense of visual self-recognition is powered by a funhouse mirror and blind nostalgia. Number 8, loud room lip reading. You're in a noisy bar trying to understand your friend who just said something about pineapples and lizard funerals, probably. But you nod along, pretending you heard. Spoiler. You didn't. Your ears outsourced the job to your eyes. This is called the McGurk effect, and it's one of the juiciest lies your brain tells. When you hear one sound, let's say bay, but see lips mouthing fey, your brain goes, cool compromise, I heard va. It averages the input, not accuracy, just vibes. Your ears are like, we got this. Your eyes are like, I don't think so. And your brain, just trying to keep the family from arguing. This is why ventriloquism works. It's why dubbed movies feel off. And it's why covering your mouth while talking in a loud place is basically a crime against communication. So next time someone misunderstands you in a club, don't get mad. Their brain was too busy blending audio like it's DJing a remix nobody asked for. Number 9, temperature trickery. Stick one hand in warm water and one in cold, then plunge both into a lukewarm bowl. Boom, brain confusion unlocked. One hand thinks it's boiling. The other's about to file a frostbite claim. The water hasn't changed, but your senses sure have. This is because your sense of temperature is relative, not absolute. Thermoreceptors in your skin measure changes, not constants. So if your hand's used to cold lukewarm, feels like a tropical spa day. If it's used to heat, the same water is basically betrayal. This explains why jumping into a pool feels freezing even when it's warm, or why a slightly chilly breeze can feel arctic if you were just sunbathing. Your skin doesn't report the facts. It reports the drama. Basically, your body's like a moody weather reporter who refuses to check the thermometer and just yells based on personal opinion. Number 10. Your blind spot exists and you don't see it. Here's a fun fact your eyeballs have been hiding from you. There's a literal hole in your vision, and you're just blissfully unaware of it. Every human eye has a blind spot right where the optic nerve exits the retina. No light gets processed there. No image. Nothing. Just a blank zone where your brain should be like, hey, heads up, you're missing a chunk of reality. But nope. Your brain just fills it in. Like a lazy graphic designer using the clone stamp tool in Photoshop. What was over here may probably more beige wall. Want proof. There are visual tests that let you see your blind spot disappear objects right before your eyes. And when it happens, your brain doesn't panic. It calmly fabricates the background like a magician, quietly hiding a bird up their sleeve. So every day you walk around with two gaping black holes in your field of vision, and your brain's like, nah, looks good to me. It's like having a leaky roof and deciding to paint over the puddles. Number 11. You hear what you expect. Imagine someone shouts green needle or brainstorm. Now listen to this sound clip. Unintelligible garbled noise, MP3. What did you hear? Turns out you hear whatever word you're thinking of. This illusion, known as the verbal transformation effect, proves that your brain is a lazy autocomplete engine. It doesn't just process sound, it tries to predict it. This is why people swear they heard lyrics like "Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza," or why you argue over Yanny versus Laurel like it's a Supreme Court case. Basically, your ears are just microphones. Your brain is the shady audio editor in the back remixing words to match your internal expectations. And it doesn't stop at words. Even accents, emotions, and sarcasm can be heard wrong based on your mood or assumptions. So the next time you think someone said something weird, maybe double-check your own mental subtitles first. Number 12. Echoes of pain that don't exist. Ever feel your phone vibrate? In a leg that's not even near your phone? Or scratch a leg that's not there anymore? That's not a glitch in the matrix, it's phantom sensation. This is most famous in people who've lost limbs. They often report feeling pain, itching, or tingling in a body part that no longer exists. But even fully limbed people can experience weird echoes like ghost itches, or feeling like your missing ponytail is still brushing your neck. Your body's map of itself lives in your brain. It's called the homunculus, and it's basically a weird little gremlin-shaped diagram that says where all your sensations are supposed to go. But if that map doesn't get updated properly, because say your leg is gone or your phone isn't in your pocket, your brain still runs the script. It's like trying to stream Netflix from a deleted account, somehow something still loads. It's eerie. It's cool. It's also proof your brain will believe whatever it wants even if reality moved on. Number 13. Touch that isn't there. Ever feel like someone tapped your shoulder, but no one's there? Congratulations. You just unlocked the deluxe feature known as tactile hallucination. Your brain's way of saying, let's just make stuff up and see what happens. Sometimes it's a light brush on your arm. Sometimes it's a full-on someone just poked me moment. Either way, your skin's not the problem. Your brain is just misinterpreting nothing as something. These glitches can happen from stress fatigue or even while falling asleep. That weird falling sensation, that sudden jerk awake. Yeah, that's called a hypnic jerk. And it's your nervous system basically test launching itself just in case you were about to die from relaxing too hard. Also, your brain sometimes rewinds your sensations to keep things chronologically smooth. Like, if you touch something hot and instantly pull away, your brain retroactively adds the pain earlier so it feels like it hurt before you moved. Time travel courtesy of your spinal cord. So next time you feel something that isn't there, don't worry, you're not haunted, just poorly coded. Number 14. You're blind. While you blink. Here's a disturbing fact: you blink about 15-20 times per minute. That's roughly 10% of your waking life spent in full blackout mode, and yet you don't notice. That's because during each blink, your brain edits out the darkness. Like a YouTube jump cut. No black screen, no lag, just seamless continuity, baby. This brain editing magic is called saccadic masking, and it doesn't just happen during blinks. It also happens every time your eyes dart around. Your brain literally hides those movements, so the world feels stable and smooth even though your eyes are chaotically scanning like a supermarket barcode reader. So basically, every time you blink or look around, your brain goes, "Nothing to see here," and erases the footage. You live inside an endlessly stitched-together highlight reel that feels real, but has huge gaps. You're basically the star of your own Truman Show. And the editor is asleep at the wheel, but weirdly effective. Number 15. Your brain has a built-in liar. Here's the most brutal twist of all: you think your senses exist to show you the truth. They don't. They exist to keep you functioning. Your brain is an unreliable narrator. It smooths out edges, fills in blanks, deletes blackouts, adds sound effects, reroutes pain, and reinterprets emotions on the fly. You're not seeing reality. You're seeing your brain's version of reality, a carefully curated slideshow that feels consistent but is riddled with shortcuts. Evolution didn't optimize for accuracy. It optimized for survival, which means your senses aren't little scientists. They're fast-talking interns duct-taping together a story just believable enough to keep you walking into work instead of off a cliff. You are right now living in a hallucination that just happens to be agreed upon by other people also hallucinating similarly. Sleep well tonight. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.